All right. All right, yo. You guys have any last words? Do you want to mention anything?
Y'all laughed at me when I said 50 burger, but let me tell you, I'm frying up a grill, man. I got one for both of you. We don't be passing those 50 burgers out the barbecue, the KOT family barbecue, baby. We ought to be munching on a 50 burger and a bag of chips, man. BYOB. And you know,
bring your own burger.
Hey, Ellis, you told me I was overrating this roster, bro. You told me I was overrating these kids.
Listen.
Nah, man. This is a good roster with depth, talent, and I watched every Mavs game. I knew what Jalen Brunson was going to do in this system with this team.
You know what it is, Lee? There was a few things that happened, right? First thing, if you go roll the tape, my first biggest question was Tibbs. Because I said I see us being a 50-win team because I didn't know how Tibbs was going to coach. Because in my mind, Grimes deserved to start. And I wanted to see what Cam Reddish could do at that time when that whole Cam Reddish thing was going on. And I wanted the things that he's doing now where he's playing the kids more or playing. I wasn't sure he was going to do that. Because if you go back to the tape, I was saying if he does those things, I shouldn't say 50 burger. I was thinking in my mind, if he did those things, I felt like we could be more and more of like a 45, 46 win team. And now looking back at it, he started Grimes, right? He completely benched Evan Fournier. He completely benched Derrick Rose. Moves I never saw coming in my wildest dreams. He's done those. And then on top of that, when RJ Barrett got injured, he started actually playing IQ more minutes. And I felt like once he started to play IQ more minutes and IQ started to get in the rhythm with the 9-man rotation, that's when things started to change. And that's when we actually started to win. And I really think the 50, those extra wins now, is freaking Josh Hart. The Josh Hart addition is solidifying the bench, because for the first half of the season, you would see the net ratings, right? Last year, we were mad because the bench had a higher net rating than the starters. This season, we're looking at the net ratings going, wow, the starters have a positive net rating. When you're looking at the bench, it's a little bit shaky. We need to get some more consistency with the bench. Miles McBride, I love you. You were doing a good job. You were coming into your own, but switching out Miles McBride for Josh Hart put gasoline on the fire. Now we have a bench who's a positive. I haven't checked, but I'm just guessing, just based off the numbers I read earlier on Josh Hart. 108.4 points allowed per game, number 2 in the league. 10.6 made threes allowed per game, number 1 in the league. Since Josh Hart's been here, outscored opponents plus 73 points since Josh Hart's been here. My guess is both the bench and the starting unit are probably a positive in net rating now. I haven't checked, but that's just a guess. So it's definitely look like a 50 burger now. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. It might be 52, but I don't know. This team is looking crazy. It's a big week. Nets looking like food. Heat looking like food. And we about to barbecue, like Lee said.
That's a fair defense for not picking a 50 burger in the beginning of the season. I saw Brunson unleashed, finally on ball in a high usage role away from Luka Doncic, and saw the potential of what he could bring to his team, because this team really was just missing a playmaker and facilitator at the point. Like, we've been missing a point guard since Mark Jackson, like a long – Stephon Marbury had his moment, but a real true leader since Mark Jackson in the early 90s. I saw that and what he could be in a role with New York. And I said it from opening tip, this would be Tom Thibodeau's best season as a coach with the Knicks. I thought that he could utilize this roster because Leon Rose took away his toys. He got rid of Noel, got rid of Albert Burks, most importantly, and he was forced with it, the only veterans on the roster at that point were Fournier and Derrick Rose. I didn't think those two would eat at the majority of minutes with IQ in his third season, Grimes in his second season, RJ in his fourth season. I was like, the kids will play at this point. A healthy Mitch, a renewed Randall, 50 burger. And what's happened? Tom Thibodeau has his best coach as a New York Knick in his New York Knick tenure. That's happened. He's making adjustments. The rotations are crisp. He's benching guys when they need to be benched. And I love the out of bounds plays, the out of timeout plays, the end of a game rotations and substitutions have all been crisp and smart. He has not gotten out coached in a real long time. I can't remember the last game. Maybe the Dallas game is the last game he got out coached. Like genuinely outmaneuvered in a chess match. So hey man, hats off to Tibbs. We outside, baby.
We outside. We outside. We outside, man.
He's going on dates. I hope he's getting a massage. Whatever that man needs.
480.
He's earned it.
Yo, man. You know what it is too? It was Randall too. Randall and RJ. I had question marks about those two because, like you said, Jalen Brunson, mid-range assassin, gets into the paint, lives in the paint. With guys with Randall and RJ who also love to live in the paint and can't shoot threes, I was wondering. I was like, Randall and RJ, one of those guys have to start to shoot threes for this to work because the paint's gonna be clogged. Then you look up and Randall is launching 8 threes a game. So it's like, I mean, you gotta give credit to this coaching staff for knowing what we had and game planning for this. Knowing what the situation was, knowing Brunson needed room, and knowing Randall had to not hesitate for this to work. And it's working right now, man. It's looking like a 50 burger. It is.
All facts.
Yeah, man.